Akufo-Addo at some point said, bound to happen. This word, bound to happen. But today, President Mahama is saying far. You don't see anything wrong with it.
So now the question is, what makes it far from over? He makes the point that
at least Akufo-Addo's own, it got to him.
It didn't get to him.
Wait. I was going to say something. At least Akufo-Addo's own, they passed it and they were like, oh, bring it to me, and then the injunction came. So the injunction was what he stood on.
But this
Akufo-Addo's own, the injunction was what he stood on. So he has something to step on.
Okay.
But wait there. You are coming into the conversation. Executive is not even in the conversation at all.
Kingsley,
but you use the opportunity to tell us that it's far from becoming a law.
Kingsley, let's be fair to this conversation. You are talking about injunction. When they were passing e-levy, there were still cases in court. I told you, His Excellency Akufo-Addo is a seasoned constitutional lawyer. And he knows that common injunction cannot stop a president from carrying out his constitutional duty.
Welcome to Sauce and Pepper.
Kingsley, Friday, the Parliament House passed the bill, the Family Value Bill, popularly known as Anti-LGBTQ.
Your favorite?
Bill. Who's favorite?
Oh, Anti-LGBT. I didn't say LGBTQ.
Okay, I'm anti. You don't do me like that.
That is what the law is going to do.
But it's surprising that today the Speaker of Parliament is telling us he's surprised the bill has been passed. Like how?
He and is surprised. I'm disappointed.
And you know the copious instruments and laws on human rights. All over. We have to go through all, from the UN Charter to the African People's Rights and all. We have to go through all. Then we have also our development partners who had a lot of contribution to make. We had the United Nations coming in with proposals, some memo and everything. We as Ghanaians also have to dig deeper into our cultures, our customs, our values before we came out with what was passed on Friday. And in fact, when it was passed on Friday, it was even a surprise to me.
I'm disappointed because we are hypocrites. So I keep telling you on this show that we are hypocrites.
Just like that?
Oh, Ghanaians. Hey, fanfullest #1.
Oh, Charlie.
This is a Ghanaian who just spares not a chair. On Gajo's a chair. Oh, spares it, come on. Come on. And that is what the Speaker of Parliament has done.
Oh, are you sure?
Oh, what she said, Jumano. As a backlash, be banned. There was a nice way. Ronaldo had dribble.
No, but he wasn't. But granted, he wasn't in the chamber when that bill. His seat was taken by the second.
Is the chamber his property?
No.
Why do we elect first and second deputy speakers? No, I just disagree with that statement of he being surprised. And he says, I left instruction that it should be considered.
Yeah,
when that's the third and last reading, which can be passed. This is the first time that he's not around that they've passed the bill in the parliament.
No.
Is it the first time? So why is this different? It's because he didn't anticipate the backlash that will come from the diluted anti-LGBTQ bill. That's the whole issue. Because when you were giving pressure to the previous government to sign, you had some certain things in there when they were telling you that these things could harm the bill in the long run. You insisted, you forced it down the throat of the MPP government then. But today when you came, you are picking certain things out of the bill and you are telling us that this is the bill for the president right now to sign. So that's the hypocrisy we are talking about.
But okay, let's look at the substantive issue.
Okay.
The issue here, they say, okay, the minority is saying that, look, the bill that was presented last year for His Excellency Akufo-Addo to sign is not the same bill. And that is the reason why Akufo-Addo didn't sign. And what are the minorities' concern? Is the fact that this new bill seeks to exempt a group of people, exempt lawyers, exempt doctors, exempt academia, researchers,
and NGOs,
and some NGOs.
President Mahama promised that this bill passed in 2024 That's what he promised that he would sign. He didn't promise to sign an amended, deleted, mutilated, and surgically bastardized bill. He didn't promise that he would sign another version of that. And that's the reason why, when he even promised that he was bringing his own version of the bill today, he hasn't brought it. Because he's perhaps waiting for the 2024 one. So what is so difficult in Parliament giving that old one to him?
But if you look at it, I mean, would you not agree that we shouldn't have a law that criminalizes people even by speaking on it? So, for instance, if you take a lawyer like this, and a lawyer is representing someone who is into this LGBTQ act, just by representation, he has sinned against the law of the land. And we are saying that, look, even Elon Musk of United States said it in plain words that these people who go through this LGBTQ, they are not evil people, but it's just a problem of mental health. They have mental issue. That is why. So people like that, so what? Are we now going to throw both the baby and the bathing water away? No. That is why if you have people like lawyers who represent these people, they shouldn't be the ones suffering for representing them. If you have a doctor operating on someone who is into this act, the doctor shouldn't be the one suffering from punishment just by, carrying out his Hippocratic duty. If you have a doctor who is, working or operating on someone involved in this act, just by that draconian law we had under Akufo-Addo and he refused to sign, that doctor can be picked up.
Wow.
But of course, you see, laws are made for people and to address existing time. If yesterday we realized that that law is not fit for purpose, today, the law is a living document. It grows. So if you have these amendments going on, where is the sin? And it's not that it just happened in a vacuum, but there was some level of consultation.
This is why I clap for you. You've done very well. But when does this wisdom drop? Within 2 years now, Nyansa said the thing was draconian and it was this. Then let's give a Akufo-Addo stone to him then. Because he saw ahead of us.
He will never give a Akufo-Addo his stone.
Because if you are telling me that what he was saying 2 years ago, you are implementing it today, then it means he saw something that you and I didn't see.
But you see, Kingsley, posturing matters. All right, posturing matters. No, posturing matters.
Don't speak and choose.
No.
Yeah, the woman are posturing matters. Yeah, the woman
because for a president, a constitutional lawyer, seasoned lawyer like Akufo-Addo, he knows that a common injunction cannot stop the president of the land from carrying out his constitutional duty. So he, of all people, know that no number of injunction can stop that. And why am I saying posturing matters? There are ways by which the president can register his grievances when it comes to matters of the law, especially a bill before him. And the law says that if he doesn't like certain things, he should state his reservation, make his recommendation, send it back to Parliament for debate, and then the approval is that and comes back.
What I am saying is that
no, so
but
you see, when the president, you see what
Moko on Quine Mendra. Osini Planenum, Obeucronum. You see, when it got to your turn, you are diluting it with water. God will punish everybody who did that.
No, you see, the reason why we would not give Akufo-Addo his stone is that his posturing at that time was very bad. And if you are someone who is an independent thinker, you might even think he is for the anti-LGBT.
How is that different?
Tell me why a president will ask his executive secretary to send a cease and desist letter to clerk of parliament.
Clock it, cease and desist.
Why would you? Because if you do that, then your posturing is bad.
We are talking about posture, right?
Yes.
How is it different from the current president saying that the bill is far from becoming law?
Well, he
Hey, how is that posturing different from something that hasn't even gotten to the Jubilee House? So he can even tell from before it gets to him that it's far from becoming a law.
If you
far
Kingsley,
is the key word.
Kingsley,
Far.
Like I said, when I was the opposition leader, the president has a number of options in this matter. It must come for assent. And so once the president gets it, you go through it because you're not part of the discussion in Parliament. And so the legal representative, the legal counsel in the presidency and the attorney general would sit on it because it was a private member's motion. Right. This was not a government bill. And so we'll look at it and make sure that everything is in order before the president is advised to assent. The president has another option if there are some things that he thinks are a problem. He can refer to the Council of State for advice. The Council of State is an advisory body to the president, and so they'll take a look at it, and then they will advise the president. And if there are issues, substantial issues that are raised, the president would return the bill to Parliament, indicating exactly what the issues are. And so there's still quite a while to go before that bill becomes law.
Kingsley, if you know that a bill that is coming before you has a lot of procedural mishaps, has a lot of...
Has it gotten to him?
No, it hasn't gotten to him.
So how does he pronounce on it that it's far, F-A-R, far?
Based on information available to him.
Akufo-Addo at some point said, bound to happen. This word, bound to happen. But today, President Mahama is saying far, and you don't see anything wrong with it.
So now the question is, what makes it far from over? He makes the point that one,
at least Akufo-Addo's own, it got to him.
It didn't get to him.
Wait. I was going to say something. At least Akufo-Addo's own, they passed it and they were like, oh, bring it to me, and then the injunction came. So the injunction was what he stood on.
But this
Akufo-Addo's own, the injunction was what he stood on. So he has something to step on.
Okay.
But wait there, you are coming into the conversation. Executive is not even in the conversation at all.
Kingsley,
but you use the opportunity to tell us that it's far from becoming a law.
Kingsley, let's be fair to this conversation. You are talking about injunction. When they were passing e-levy, there were still cases in court. I told you, His Excellency Akufo-Addo is a seasoned constitutional lawyer, and he knows that common injunction cannot stop a president from carrying out his constitutional duty. Now, it's not common, but it's easy. But even talking about this bill being far from law, we are getting information that there was no even quorum in the chamber when they passed that law.
That's
only 54.
That's none of our business.
No.
You say you passed the bill.
Bro. We are resetting. Everything must be done right. We must do our things right so that.
But the parliament in itself said they passed the thing.
But you see, if you
without the people's involvement, you said still passed. Didn't you read it on the news websites and things that it's passed?
But if there is no quorum and
did you hear the first deputy speaker when he was beating the gavel 3 times?
Yes, but you see, does it mean that even though he passed it, now the question is, was there quorum or there was no quorum?
Who determines that?
The numbers. Who
determines that? Because the speaker that day said we have passed the bill. Who are you to determine whether something was quorum or?
Even if is the right honorable Abang Bagni, that was the one that passed it, and there was no quorum. He wouldn't have gotten
to the point of passing
No.
it. What I am saying is that right now, as we have it, until someone goes to court or until the Speaker of Parliament says, I am withdrawing this, and so we have to go back and do it again. As we have it in our laws of Parliament, House of Records, it has been passed. Period.
But you see, it frowns on procedural matters.
We can deal with that later, but for now, has the bill been passed or not?
It has been passed.
If you go to Parliament today and you want to check on that particular bill, has it been passed or not?
It has been passed, but
Let's
with
move
questions.
on. No.
With questions.
Ekufuado's own too was passed with questions. That's what I'm saying. Abaye the botechin, let's be principled for once as Ghanaians.
Based on principle, you have one administration actually having the executive writing a cease and desist. You have one that is concerned about procedure and the law. I mean, because see, these laws, we are not building them for today.
Okay.
We are not building them for today. We are building them for the
time will tell. Time will tell. The mask is gradually falling off.
Well, having said this, me personally, I believe that we don't want to hear. It shouldn't be the case that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will end his term without signing this bill. Because, look, you would agree with me that majority, I almost said all Ghanaians, but Kingsley said, hey, watch out. But majority of Ghanaians, we frown on this act. Majority of us frown on this act. So some of us, yes, we've heard the president's, reasoning for why it is far from becoming a law. But it shouldn't be the case that when he said that, what I see is, okay, now some bureaucratic bottlenecks are playing out. That is what I derived from that answer. But it shouldn't be the case that His Excellency will finish his term without signing this bill into law. Without
finishing his term
is too long. So
please, as Sam George said, if they pass the bill and it gets to the president and he doesn't sign, he will resign. And he will make sure President Mahama signs or he will resign. Or he didn't say he will resign.
No, he said he will resign.
He said he will resign.
He said he will resign.
So
he said President Mahama will
hunt him.
Peace.
Yes, he will hunt him until he signs. So right now, the ball is in the court of Sam George. Please, the same person you hunt to sign is telling us is far from becoming law. So if you have any deity, you have any God you pray to, this is the time, because it's an NCA. This is one ammunition for the 2028 election.
That's true, though.
The ball is in your court.
Well, let us know. What do you think? Do you think government is playing some tactics with us in order not to sign the bill? Well, let us know in the comment section. And whilst you're doing that, recommend this to a brother, a friend, a sister. Until we come your way next time, always be a great citizen. We are.